Hello and welcome to the latest JellyCast.
Yeah, welcome.
We need like a did it like a news broadcast kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, anyways, this is Sebastien. I'm the artist, primarily. Oh, yeah.
And I'm Thomas. I'm the programmer.
Yep. And so we're just gonna do some updates on the game, let you guys know what's going on with it. Since we are about halfway through 2020 now,
Yeah,
we're gonna
it's
go
been a
through
while since the
2020.
last
Yeah,
since the last JellyCast.
yeah. So the first thing is working on quests, getting all that content in. Even though I hate the word content. Uh, But yeah, so we're working on writing that stuff, getting it planned out and scripted in the game. Anything you want to add to
Yeah,
that?
there's a lot of there's, we have a lot of characters, and that's after like we were originally planning like 40 characters, and now
Well,
it's like what
well, I think
19?
I think it's pretty much the proper amount now
Yeah,
of
yeah,
characters. Um, there was a lot more before, but it ended up where a lot of them were redundant or um, maybe didn't fit in with the rest of the story or the rest of the characters. So even though there's less, I wouldn't say that that was a bad thing. Um,
hmm.
Also, there's the visiting NPC thing that we can add more characters that way as well.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So we'll have like NPCs coming off the boats and visiting the island for like time limited periods.
mhm.
So you have like time limited quests, and that way we can use that as well for like future content updates, so that new visitors come and start new stories.
Yeah. The other thing you've been working on is the competitions, right?
Yeah, so the competitions are finished now. So we have the Jelly Splash, which is like the swimming competition, the Jelly Sumo, which is the sumo wrestling, the Jelly Buffet, which is like a food eating competition, and then there's a Jelly Vogue, which is like a kind of singing slash fashion show, I guess.
Yeah. So those are in. You'll be able to compete with your jellies in those contests, and depending on how you raise your jellies, they can do better or worse in any of those competitions.
Yeah. So the key thing is that you can't just like max out all the levels of the stats on a jelly,
Mhm.
because certain competitions have to have low stats on one of the stats, and then the other stat has to be high. So you can't just easily make a super jelly and just win everything.
Yeah. Also, if you bring a jelly that's like completely starving, it's probably not going to do that well. So,
Yeah, yeah,
among other things. So that's competition stuff. Oh, also those are in different seasons as well. So
yeah,
you will have to make it to those seasons to be able to try those out.
yeah. So each season has like a key competition that it's the kind of competition of the season, basically.
Yeah. The other thing we've been doing a lot of lately is the work on the accessories that jellies can wear. So hats, bows, glasses, mustache, eyebrow, uh, garbage, whatever things we're adding in. A lot of work has been going into doing the sprites for those, um, and then pretty soon we'll just be adding them into the game directly so that we can test those out, make sure those work properly.
Yeah,
Um,
Taylor's been working on the animations for
yeah,
those.
and you and Stephen and some of the other programmers have been working on the actual UI part of that.
Yeah, so the notebook is. I hope it's finished now. In that we have now like the Qt Dex, the item and resource node codex. We have the Qtpedia for adding like kind of entries about the world and stuff. We have your list of jellies, and we have the world map. So I hope that's everything that we need to add, because it's quite full.
Yeah, but specifically related to the accessories, there's a part of the notebook where you can apply or remove accessories, right?
Yeah, yeah. So for each jelly, if you go to their like details page, you can select what accessories they're wearing, so they can wear more than one accessory.
Yeah.
at a time. So you could have like sunglasses with big eyebrows or whatever.
Hmm. Yeah, and there's also just a bit of convenience there, where if it's in your inventory or in storage, it should let you apply those without having to go find them, right?
Right, right.
So um, that'd be useful. He's also been doing a lot of backend development, right?
Yeah, so we're kind of finalizing a lot of the modding data formats. Or, well, I should say they're finalized now. So, so at this stage now, we're just working on kind of polishing those things, handling stuff for localization, handling ways that we can upgrade different versions of like the modding data. So if somebody makes a mod with the game on initial release, if we have like some new data that we want to add in, that you know they can upgrade in a forward direction. Um, so just a lot of compatibility stuff that's being worked on. Augusto's been adding in has moved a lot of validation stuff to the mod packing tool. So there's additional verification on a lot of the data files now. So checking like if script trigger references a script, that the script exists, and so on. So it's mainly also to make sure that we don't make mistakes.
Yeah.
Adding in the game data. So
Right. So there's also been some expansions in the number of things that can be modified. So, for example, shops used to be pretty set in stone, kind of, but now you can do updates to those as you update quests and things like that, right?
yeah. So like, the shops they have kind of like a layering system. So you give it the base layer that has the kind of base items at the start of the game, and then you configure other layers to overlay on top of that. So you can, for example, like after a certain quest, decrease the value of an item so that it's cheaper to buy, or or increase or whatever. So
Yeah.
Or unlock new items as the story progresses.
Mm.
So it's because that was the one thing that we figured, like, well, it was kind of a pain if we wanted to add new items that unlocked after a certain quest. We didn't really have the capability to do that. And then, but we also figured that modders might want to add. Huh?
We're going to have to bleep that out. We said a naughty word.
The beep, 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 beep,
Yeah,
beep,
we need
beep.
like a jelly noise to bleep out
Yeah.
that. Yes.
So, sorry, my Irishness is coming out. But yeah, so it'll also help like modders if they want to add new items into the game, that they can make the items available in the shops, so that they don't have to like create a whole new shop separately just for their items.
Yeah, and there's also been some updates as far as the kind of triggers and things that you can use in the maps in Tiled. So you can add in your own script triggers and stuff like that to a game world, or to the game world, or to your own if you were to do that. There's also updates to the sound system, so you can place sound objects in maps and just reference like files in sound templates and things like that. So you can add your own, music. Well, can you add your own music?
Not at the moment. The music's pretty hard coded.
Okay. Well, maybe I have to look at that. But you can add, your own like sounds for
ambience.
the ambience for the map level, as well as for sound sources like a stream or I don't know, a swarm of bugs or something that you put in the map. So there's also things going there. Speaking of sound, Ross has been making progress on that stuff as well, as far as adding new sounds and helping us figure out how we want to maybe implement sounds, or
yeah, we're making a lot of adjustments on the sources of the like where sounds emit from in the world, and like how that affects the volume and stuff. So he's been helping us kind of polish a lot of the kind of smaller audio details that if I compare it to what I was originally going to do, this is like 100 times better.
Yeah, it's a big improvement. Where I'm glad that we're able to work with him, and Also, we do have the soundtrack now, I believe.
Yep, and Dale also has a preview that will be released soon.
Yep. So
Watch
that's
this
nice to
space.
have. We have all the music done, so we don't have to worry about that or put in placeholders.
Yeah,
It's pretty nice.
yeah. So we're sort of basically kind of working towards a beta version where all the content is in the game, and we're just fixing bugs.
Hmm.
So we're kind of hoping to hit that point in the next couple of weeks, I guess.
Yeah,
And
ideally. Well, we'll see how that works out.
yeah, there's some bugs that definitely are fairly critical that I don't want to put in the beta version. So
Yeah.
um,
So
but it's yeah, it's all coming together finally, and it's going to be a weird feeling to have something that's like end to end. Well, obviously there'll be bugs that we still need to fix, but something that's end to end playable,
yeah.
story wise and gameplay wise.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think just briefly before we wrap up, I think it'll probably feel, at least from my perspective, like being done with a piece of artwork, more or less.
yeah,
And which is to say that it'll feel like it's been abandoned. It's just like after a certain point, you just have to say like, yeah, it's done.
yeah.
Not to say
Well,
that it's going to be abandoned in terms of quality or the amount of effort we put in. Just there's always going to be something that we'll see with the game where we're like, man, I wish I could have put that there. Or dang, there's one piece of grass that's misaligned. I wish I could have changed. I caught that before the game went out. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think I don't see that. I don't have that feeling until it's like closer to launch because I know that there's just so much stuff I need to fix still. And so me and Steven are just probably just going to be focusing purely on bug fixes for a good while. Well, of course, like we'll prioritize them. Like as you said, like if you go into this corner of the world and you do this and then you press this, then this weird edge case happens, like that stuff can be kind of patched after launch. But, we just have to make sure that the core gameplay and the core experience is solid.
Yeah.
And we're lucky now we have Sean helping out as well. He's given us a lot of advice on how to approach that. And so, yeah, it's coming together. It's it's kind of strange because I'm looking forward to the launch and kind of seeing people's reactions to it, and kind of being in a state where we can plan kind of future content and stuff and expand on what we've kind of built.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll have that opportunity.
Yeah.
Do extra stuff after.
Yeah.
We'll see how the game release goes. All right. I think that pretty much covers most of the things that are going on with the game right now. So, do you just want to share the website?
Yeah. So make sure to follow us on alchemiccutie.com. We have a Discord server at alchemiccutie.gg / or sorry, no, that's wrong. Discord server is at discord.gg / alchemiccutie. And we're also on Twitter and Facebook.
Yes, and we have a Steam page, of course. So make sure to go there, wishlist if you're interested in the game, and you'll get more information from any of those sources. But if you want to contact us directly, do probably check out the Twitter or the Discord.
Yep, and hopefully we'll be the next update now. Next JellyCast will be before launch when we're all excited.
Yeah, well, I mean, this was pretty short, so maybe we'll be able to do more of these that are just quick updates for you.
Yeah. I think we were too spread out with the last one, so too much to talk about.
Yeah.
So we had to trim it down.
All right. Well,
okay.
Thanks for listening.
Yep. Thanks. See you later.